Throughout history, humankind has continuously sought to conquer the seas, building ever larger, more powerful, and more advanced ships. From colossal oil tankers to sprawling cruise liners, these maritime giants have shaped economies, changed the way we travel, and even altered the balance of military power. Today, we're going to dive deep into the world of the largest ships ever built, exploring not just their size, but their purpose, their stories, and their impact on the world. Let's embark on this journey across the seas, through the history of some of the most extraordinary vessels ever made. The desire to build large ships isn't a modern concept. Even in ancient times, civilizations like the Egyptians, Phoenicians, and Greeks built large ships to trade and wage war across vast distances. Early ships were designed to carry as many goods as possible, navigating through treacherous waters, and connecting distant continents. One of the most famous early examples of large ships is the Roman grain ship Isis, which transported grain from Alexandria to Rome during the Roman Empire. This ship, large for its time, was instrumental in feeding the growing Roman population. Fast forward to the 15th and 16th centuries, during the Age of Exploration, when ships like the Spanish galleons and British East Indiamen became the marvels of their age. These massive sailing ships carried gold, silver, spices, and other treasures from the New World and Asia back to Europe. For example, the Spanish galleon Nuestra Señora de Atocha was an immense treasure ship that carried tons of gold and silver. Ships were now the backbone of global trade, setting the stage for the monumental advancements to come. Yet, despite their large size for the era, these wooden ships were still dwarfed by the technological advancements brought by the Industrial Revolution. The transition to steel and steam power in the 19th century transformed shipbuilding. The development of ironclad ships like the Great Eastern in 1858 represented a new era. The Great Eastern was over 690 feet long, unbelievably large for its time, and was originally intended to carry passengers and cargo between Britain and Asia without stopping for fuel. Though it was a commercial failure, it paved the way for the modern giants of today. Oil tankers, the massive movers of energy. The 20th century saw an unprecedented demand for oil, and this brought about the creation of the largest ships in history, oil tankers. These behemoths were designed to carry millions of barrels of crude oil across the world, keeping industries and economies running. The sheer size of these vessels is mind-boggling, with the largest of all being the Seawise Giant, also known as the Jara Viking or Nacht Nevis throughout its career. At an astounding 1,504 feet long, longer than the Empire State Building is tall, the Seawise Giant could carry over 564,000 tons of oil. Built in 1979, she was too large to navigate major canals like the Suez or Panama Canal. In fact, even when empty, her size made it impossible for her to enter most ports fully loaded. Instead, smaller ships had to ferry oil to and from the Seawise Giant at sea. Despite her size, the Seawise Giant almost met an untimely end during the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s. She was severely damaged by an airstrike while anchored off the coast of Iran and was considered lost. However, she was salvaged and rebuilt, continuing to serve for years before being retired in 2009 and eventually scrapped in 2010. The era of these ultra-large crude carriers, ULCCs, brought other giants as well, like the Badiloup and the Bellamia. Though they didn't quite surpass the Seawise Giant in size, these ships played a vital role in the global oil trade. While today's tankers are still incredibly large, the industry has shifted towards more efficient designs, with fewer supertankers being built as the focus moves to eco-friendly transportation methods. The rise of container ships, facilitators of global trade. If there's one type of ship that has truly revolutionized modern global trade, it's the container ship. These vessels transport goods worldwide, from cars and electronics to food and furniture. Containerization, which began in the mid-20th century, transformed shipping by allowing goods to be packed in standardized containers that could be easily loaded and unloaded. This drastically cut down shipping times and costs, boosting international trade. The largest of these giants today is the Ever Ace, part of the Evergreen fleet. Stretching 1,312 feet in length and 200 feet wide, this colossal ship can carry up to 23,992 20-foot equivalent units, TEUs, a number that's hard to even comprehend. These TEUs are the standard containers you see on ships, trucks, and trains, and modern container ships like the Ever Ace have pushed the boundaries of what's possible. The sheer size of modern container ships has forced ports around the world to upgrade their facilities. Cranes had to be made taller, docks lengthened, and deeper waters dredged to accommodate these vessels. The ports of Rotterdam, Shanghai, and Los Angeles are among the few that can fully handle these giants. Today, Container ships are the backbone of the global economy, transporting 90% of the world's goods. The Ever Ace is part of a new generation of ultra-large container vessels that not only maximize capacity but also integrate modern technologies to improve efficiency and reduce emissions. However, with the rise of e-commerce and increasing demand for goods, the pressure is on to continue growing this fleet of maritime giants. Cruise ships, the largest floating cities when it comes to size and luxury, cruise ships are the kings of the sea. These floating cities offer vacationers everything from 5-star dining and entertainment to shopping malls, water parks, and even ice skating rinks, all while traveling to exotic destinations. The largest of these mega cruise ships is Wonder of the Seas, part of Royal Caribbean's Oasis class. At 1,188 feet in length, Wonder of the Seas has 18 decks and can carry nearly 7,000 passengers, not including the 2,300 crew members. With multiple swimming pools, theaters, zip lines, and restaurants, it's more than just a mode of transportation, it's an entire vacation destination on its own. Cruise ships of this size offer guests a completely immersive experience, with entertainment options and luxuries that rival any land-based resort. Mega cruise ships like Wonder of the Seas are feats of engineering, designed to balance luxury, stability, and safety on the open ocean. However, their environmental impact is significant. These ships burn enormous amounts of fuel and contribute to air and water pollution. The cruise industry has made efforts to reduce its environmental footprint, with newer ships incorporating more efficient engines, waste management systems, and even solar panels. Despite the challenges, the demand for larger and more luxurious cruise ships continues to grow. The allure of exploring the world from the comfort of a floating hotel appeals to millions of travelers, and the industry shows no signs of slowing down. Military giants, aircraft carriers and their strategic power when it comes to military vessels, none are more imposing than aircraft carriers. These floating airbases allow nations to project power across the globe, and the largest of them is the U.S. Navy's USS Gerald R. Ford. This nuclear-powered carrier is over 1,100 feet long, displaces over 100,000 tons of water, and can carry more than 75 aircraft. The USS Gerald R. Ford is the first of its class, featuring cutting-edge technology like electromagnetic aircraft launch systems, EMLS, and advanced radar systems. These features make it more efficient and deadly than its predecessors, with a reduced crew size and improved capability for launching and recovering aircraft. Aircraft carriers like the Gerald R. Ford serve as the cornerstone of modern naval strategy, allowing the U.S. and other nations to maintain a global presence and respond to crises rapidly. With the ability to deploy aircraft anywhere in the world, these ships are essential to modern warfare and peacekeeping efforts. They also play a vital role in humanitarian missions, providing support and relief during natural disasters. While the Gerald R. Ford is the largest and most advanced carrier in service, it represents just one part of a long tradition of giant military ships. From the battleships of World War II, like the USS Missouri, to modern nuclear submarines, these vessels have changed the course of history and will continue to shape military strategy in the future. The future of the biggest ships. As we look to the future, the trend toward building ever larger ships shows no signs of stopping. Advances in materials, propulsion systems, and automation are pushing the limits of what's possible. There's also growing interest in environmentally sustainable ships, with companies experimenting with hybrid engines, hydrogen fuel, and even wind-assisted designs. New technologies are also allowing for the development of autonomous ships, which could revolutionize the industry by reducing crew sizes and increasing efficiency. Some of the largest companies in the shipping industry, like Maersk and Evergreen, are investing heavily in research to build greener, more efficient ships for the future. As global trade continues to expand and the demand for luxury travel grows, the future of shipbuilding will likely involve a balance between size, efficiency, and sustainability. Will we see even larger ships in the future? Perhaps. But just as likely, we may see a shift toward smarter, more efficient ships that leave a smaller environmental footprint while still achieving incredible feats of engineering. One thing is certain. The giants of the sea will continue to captivate our imaginations, serving as testaments to human innovation and our relentless drive to conquer the oceans.